Huddy Sports presents a live Huddy production. Keep up to date, huddysports.co.nz.
Yeah. You only have 2 hours to you only have 2 hours.
Tēnā koutou katoa, nau mai, haere mai, and welcome to the 2025 Swindale Shield competition, the first round to kick off the great game of rugby here in the Wellington region. The Wellington Rugby Football Union Swindale Shield. On the line again, last year's champions, of course, were Old Boys University, who end up going on to win the Jubilee Cup. Petone finished second in the Swindale Shield last year and then fell out in the Jubilee Cup semi-finals. It is Petone taking on Wellington. Wellington that finished 13th last year in the Swindale Shield and then got knocked out in the Hardham Cup quarter-finals. Conditions here today, this morning it was raining and then all of a sudden the sun come out and it is blistering hot here today at the Petone Rec. It is picture perfect conditions in the field. It is looking immaculate. A little bit soft underfoot before the rain. But we're ready for some exciting rugby. And here is Petone, led out today by Cam Ferreira, the halfback, who is the captain for Petone this year. And Wellington being led out onto the field as well. Joining me in co-commentary this afternoon, a regular here on Huddy Sports, Murray Blanford. Murray, welcome back to another year of rugby.
Thank you very much, Brad. It's a pleasure to be here. We're in an interesting place, I have to say, on the north end of the stand. In the sun, it must be about 19, 20 degrees on our backs. It's
blistering hot, yeah.
Blistering. But it's a perfect day for rugby. That rain yesterday's just made the ground a little bit softer. If you're a player, you would have welcomed it, I'm sure.
Our referee today is another Huddy Sports regular, Premier referee Ollie Mickey is our referee today. This is his 15th Premier game. He's an old boy of Wellington College, a teacher aide, and currently a teacher at Wellington College because of the teacher shortage, having to do a bit of PE, which he never really took seriously at school. And he will be ably assisted today by James Taylor and Barry Morrison. Well, Petone's side has a few new names in it. Fullback and Jermaine Pepe, the wings, Max Hosking and Lockie Forbes. Midfield, Ben Brooking back to his home club after a hiatus for a few years. Tom Carter in 13 and Rory Willett in 10 with Cam Ferreira, the halfback, and 9. There is the back line for Petone today. The forwards are Sam Tornesi, Braith Ingram, Marcus Alexopoulos. The locks are Logan Wakefield. He comes from Carterton. John O'Bailey in the front row, Ben Kershaw, Harriet Hurstich and Marcus Royal. And we're underway here, round one of Swindale Shield action at the Petone Rec. And it will be Cam Ferreira firing out to John O'Bailey, playing lock today. Mostly plays flanker as well. New position this year for Jared Hurstich. Murray, he's playing hooker.
Well, he played hooker a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago even, so he has played there before. Alexopoulos is Hut High boy who's I hear good raps about.
Yes, you know, he's highly rated. Played Wellington under 16s a few years ago. Now here is the Axemen.
Potentially the smallest number 6 in Premier Rugby, but I'm guessing with Petone's fast game, he'll suit that.
Wellington Axemen founded in 1870. Had a tough few years. Got a few new names in their team, so we'll look forward to seeing how they go today. Loose ball over the top is Petone. We'll come back for the knock-on, Ollie Mickey called, and so this will be the first scrum of the afternoon and the first test to see how this Petone forward pack goes, Murray.
I saw them play Poniki pre-season. The scrum was very impressive. So Marcus Royal coming back. He's a big boy and he's got a lot of experience. And on the other side, Ben Kershaw also not necessarily as much experience, but he's had a lot of, has played Premier and a great young talent.
Wellington forward pack. The number 8 is Cody Lokatui, 7 is James Tuiatua, 6 is Tom Robinson, who's back after a year overseas. Ami Aunor in 5, Ironi Ratavala in 4. Front row is Ahotao Miafu, Toe Lokini and Cameron Rosengrave.
That first scrum went right back. Wellington would have gone 4 or 5 metres back.
Put the ball out just in time. Will Cosgrove, the halfback. He's heading off overseas in May, so he's only got a few rounds to play for the Axemen. And here's a bit of a break here for the Wellington Axemen. Catching Petone napping, slipping on that soft turf.
Couldn't make the pass. He had a man inside, but that man was front running.
Robertson now wearing, looks like he's wearing 7 instead of 6 as per the program, but unfortunately a bit of butterfingers. And it will be first attacking scrum for Petone for the afternoon.
Yeah, they gave them a lot of space out wide there. I'm not sure what happened there. It was just a straight normal backline delivery by Wellington.
Of course, throughout this game, we'll give you regular updates around the grounds. Seeing some other scores on as well. There's the replay of the Jubilee Cup final from last year. OBU Tower from Rugby League Park. Another game to eagerly await for. And it's good to see Rory Willett at 10. He's hasn't had that many or much opportunities the last few years. He's been in the Prem Reserves. He's got an opportunity today, Murray.
He certainly does. He knows his rugby, Rory. Very knowledgeable. Left footer. One of, I think, 3 first fives potentially in that back line, and that's not counting one of the reserves, the very promising Thomas Tukapua, sorry, who was Silverstream first 15, first 5 last year.
College Sport Wellington Player of the Year. Was actually selected in the New Zealand Schoolboys, but was injured, so couldn't actually participate with the program. He's promised to watch out for, as Mike has long been associated with the club here, Murray.
Yes, yeah, for a million years. Came over from Wainui to play under 19 here in 1980, I'm going to say, 79, and hasn't left apart from probably 2 years coaching over in Wainui, 10 years ago, 8 years ago. A very good second 5, double O.
Double O himself, he's Rory's father, he's the
coach of the Prem Reserves, yeah.
Fed in by Cosgrove.
It's a better scrum by Wellington.
Also out to Hakawai. Aulu in midfield, product of St. Pat's Town. One of my former students back in the day. Charged up by Lokatui. Getting some early phases in here, Wellington. Here's Robinson, wrapped up by Brooking. Brooking last year played for OBU and then spent about 2 years prior to that playing for Carterton over there in the WRF. Actually played for WRF Bush as well.
He went over there, I think, with the sole purpose of playing Heartland rugby. Good on him.
Speaking about Heartland rugby, one of the WRF Bush players has moved over the hill this year as well, Logan Wakefield. Played a number of seasons for last 5-6 years for Carterton.
Was he the captain of WRF Bush last year?
He was, yes. Yep, captain of WRF Bush last year. His brother Zach is playing for Carterton today.
Light Southerly had 2 games earlier against Wellington. The Petone Prem Reserves beat Wellington 67-12 and the Colts beat their Colts 88-0.
Line out thrown over the top, but has been free kick. One of these new law variations. Not straight free kick. I believe it's not contested, so free kick 15 metres in. Outside the 22 though. They have a little tap and put up the high. Gary Owen does Willett. In a contest in the air, and Wellington secure possession. And they spread it out to Miafu. 12 metres inside Petone territory. They're going to play some expensive rugby here, Wellington, making sure they can try and keep hold of the ball, but it was forward. The offload was caught there by the assistant referee.
I think it would have been a better option to run that free kick, kicking into an up and under into the wind. It was just basically went straight up, turned over possession, and Wellington had a chance to attack. I think they've got a bit of pace on the wings, so you probably wouldn't want to give it the ball to them. The Prem Reserve game actually started with Wellington only had 12 players, so it was 12 aside for a while until a couple of Wellington boys came out of the woodwork, so it ended up 14 aside.
So here we go, scrum again for Petone. That's taking scrum for Petone. the Axemen were penalised. They put the shove on and they take it out to the backs now. Here goes Willett. Skip pass. Picked up to Jermaine Pepe. Used to previously play for OBU. Prior to that, also played for North Otago and Heartland Rugby. Dylan Barbarians back of the day as well, secondary schools. Charged up here by Wakefield. The play. Willett looking for space. Cuts Wellington open, chasing after his Forbes. Pass back into Aulu. And wrapped up, isolated, but that's a penalty for high tackle.
Going for the 50-20, I'm guessing.
Conditions today allowing for a bit of free-flowing rugby, so hopefully that continues. Good to see also number 1 Ben Kershaw back here at injury-ravaged season last year, Murray. I think he only really played 1 game.
And I think he got injured in that game, so it's fantastic to see him, touch wood. He's all good. Certainly worked hard to get back.
And his is a unique story. Ben Kershaw, back in 2020, he was only playing for the third 15 at Silverstream. The next year, played first 15 and is now out here playing Premier Rugby. It's a great story, Ben Kershaw. And another penalty. No, offside was the call. And look at Wellington go. Picking through, wild offload. Catching Petone napping down this side. Bentuia taking into contact. Loose ball with penalty. Much to the protest of the Axemen. Looking to tap it quickly was Ferrer, but he was in front of the mark. And side entry is the call from Ollie Mickey. Making sure they've got to go through the gate. That's what he wants. But Petone that time there, Murray, caught napping a bit.
Certainly were.
And it's kicked into touch, about 5 away from halfway. Directly in front of the Axemen dugout. Great crowd here too as well, Murray.
Very good crowd.
Round 1, excellent.
No one in the stand, but certainly packed around the field. They didn't jump, so
That's play on.
It wasn't straight, but didn't matter.
Midfield with Brooking. An advantage being played here. Early tackle, I think, by the looks of it. Ferrer looking to play quick, picking it down, but Ollie Mickey putting an end to that. It's a high tackle. Early season slip-ups there. Tony's pre-season, they played Pornicki, as you mentioned before, Murray, and then they played Upper Hutt, and then last week they had a camp up on the Kapiti coast.
I think Waitariri.
Yeah.
A nice touch finder by Rory. They made 30 metres. Probably 5 metres outside the 22 on the grandstand side of the field.
No line out time, just outside the 22. First stitch to throw this in. Ray Finger in there in 7. Second year with the Villagers. Hails from Gisborne. 2 years ago was the captain of the Gisborne boys, first 15. Here is the ball in hand, squared to ground. 5 outside the 22. Stretching out to Hurstitch. Supported by Sam Tornisi in jersey 8. And another penalty. Hands in there, tapped quickly by Ferrer. Got to watch him like a hawk. He is a whippersnapper. He gets the opportunity to go. They're in the 22 now, Petone.
Had a good 15 metres. Wraith Ingram again in the play. Number 1's holding things up.
Another advantage against the Axemen. Here goes Wakefield. Physical, hard working. Pressures into Cam Rosengrove. Out to Pepe. Brooking, big pass!
Rory in the corner.
And Rory Willett scores in the corner as we have a look at that replay, and it built up nicely. And Jermaine Pepe managed to getting out to Brooking, who saw the opportunity. And then we only just got the try because Murray's head got in the way.
Oh, jeez.
5-0 with the conversion to come.
Oh, no. Try not to do that again.
But it's a tight corner, understandable, because we can't actually be in the grandstand. And so the angle was pretty tight. But that's a good passage of play there by Petone, and good work by the forwards who set that up well.
Certainly, I think we've probably kicked 3 times when I don't think it's actually been necessary. I think we've been keeping the ball in hand with Braith Ingram and Alexopoulos going to be so quick to that loose ball, and I sense Wellington not so quick. I just think we should be keeping it in hand and trying to spread it wide as often as possible. I think the gaps will open up then. I'm not sure who's taking that kick. Rory, is it?
Well, we've got the old-timers in the background there. Andy Leslie and Wayne Smith sitting in the deck chairs.
And keep with Keith Quinn and
Keith Quinn as well. Good to see Keith out here. That
Very
was
good.
Rory that attempted the conversion and unsuccessful. Keith is a Wellington diehard. We interviewed him on the Huddy Hui 2 years ago at the clubhouse. He told us all the stories about the Axemen and also his rugby commentary career. He had a bit of bad health last year, but it's good to see him in good shape, Keith. Real legend of rugby broadcasting. The restart by Haka White. And Marcus Royal steamrolling his way through the defence of the Axemen. Herrera taking in the box kick. Forbes gets underneath and knocks it back. And Petone got possession. Wakefield again offloads it to Tornesi. New colour headgear this year for Sam. Pink last year, now he's got a bit of a light blue. And Rory Willett looking for 50-22. That is a great touch finder, but it's not going to be 50-22, just inside.
is the rule it's carried back.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well. I think is that what happened there?
That's what happened there, yeah.
So I don't know if you noticed that, but Alexopoulos, from that kick-off, he took it up, went to ground, Marcus got off him, and Alexopoulos was the first to clear out. He'd got up, that's how quick he managed to get up and cleared out.
So another advantage here against the Axemen. Giving away a few too many penalties at the moment. It's not going to be a quick tap here this time for Ferreira. Of course, another year of club rugby, Murray, and of course, club rugby put out their gains and losses for the year. And also understand what is noticeable is the amount of players from Wellington region. A lot of them have gone over to Australia.
Certainly had.
Right in the back, Bailey just manages to hang on to it. They put the ball into the drive. And they're looking to charge. Wellington doing pretty well here, but it comes off the back. And they roll over. And is this going to be a try?
It's Cam Ferreira.
Ollie Mickey has gone time, as he's going to have a consultation with his assistant referee, James Taylor. We can see anything on our replay. It's a bit hard from our distance.
Held up. Goal line dropout.
So, goal line dropout is the call by the officials. So the Axemen defence holding out there for now. Akawai with the goal line dropout. Straight down to Wakefield. Here's Tom Carter. Clearance number 45, 5 away from a blazer. Out to Jermaine Pepe.
That was a nice run.
Knocked on that time by Braith Ingram. A nice run, though, from Pepe's debut match for Petone today. Last year played for Old Boys University, 9 games for the Billy Goats.
Guessing him and Ben would have been in competition, because I think Ben was fullback when Petone beat them in the first round.
That's right.
Let's see if the Petone scrum's still dominant.
A big test here for Wellington if they can get this ball out quickly. They're only about 6 outside their own 22.
Petone backs are quite narrow again if they were to get out to that winger.
Free kick, though, against Petone. Early. That quickly by Tuiatua. Fired back to Hakawai. He kicks it downtown. Lockie Forbes chasing after it, but Mickey's found a penalty. 10 blue offside is the call from Ollie Mickey.
Kicking for touch, I'd say.
Hakawai with the ball. He made his debut for the Axemen in 2017, his 68th game this afternoon.
It's a very good touch finder.
Right on the 22, about 10 metres in. Perfect attacking opportunity here for the Axemen. Me Tohi Lokini. Throw the ball into the line out. He's a product of Bishop Viard College.
Well taken.
Secured. Here's the ball at the back for the Axemen. Building nicely here. Lokini at the back. Gonna have to move it soon. Oh no, it's still going. Here goes Lokini into Cam Ferreira and Marcus Royal dragging him down. Robinson there at the back.
Penalty advantage.
Opolis with the tackle. And here comes the penalty. Many people think it's a try, but it's not. And Ollie Mickey thought it was a try, but he's unfortunately, it's early season. He thought the try line was the 5 metre mark.
Not the first person to make that mistake. More embarrassing if you're a player about to score a real try and you're going to easily make it and you put it down on the 5 metre line.
Well, you're forgiven, Ollie, but unfortunately it'll probably end up on a highlight reel somewhere. Attacked quickly by Hakawai. Here's James Tuiatua crashing through the former Wellington line. 3 away from the line now. Petone under pressure. Outside their line. Ironi Ratavala. Taking into contact. Here's Tuiatua again. Runs into Ingram. Building nicely here again. It's loose ball. Cosgrove. Back out to Miafu. And Petone under severe pressure at the moment. Here's another charge again. This time by Lokatui. Looking to hold them up. Just dragged short of the chalk. And the ball's been lost. And it looks like it's excellent work there by John O'Bailey, who managed to force the Axemen into the mistake. Looks like he's got a bit winded after that tackle as well, but good defence there by Petone.
Well, it needed to be good defence. Wellington were very earnest in their efforts.
So while we wait for the scrum, Murray's going to see if he can get some score updates.
May not come this second, but that's okay.
Murray just had to switch from the TAB.
Now. Well, I was going to go on to Tribe, but the WRFU site's generally a lot better.
Yeah, some of those Tribe scores don't always load up straight away, do they?
No.
Here we go. Front rows come together. Ferreira feeds the scrum. Solid platform. Tornesi, oh, loose pass. Ferreira loses it, knocked on. Opportunity for Robinson. They try to hold him up over the line. Has he got it down? That's been held up. And it's going to be a scrum for Wellington. Well, what a mistake there by Petone. They nearly coughed up some points.
I nearly saw it, but I was looking up the results for you. And I still can't find them.
So, Tony not out of the woods yet. The Axemen have a scrum. Score is 5-0 after 21 minutes. Axemen putting up a good fight. They had a tough old season last year and the year before that.
Well, 21 minutes gone. If they thought they were going to be down 5-0, I think they would have taken that. And to be honest, they unlucky not to be equal or ahead.
The front row's coming together again. Here's Will Cosgrove, product of Auckland Grammar. 82nd game for the Axemen. Off the back with Tuiatua. Slowed down by Willett. Lokatui charging forward. Remember commentating him back when he was at Scots College. Tuiatua again involved early, wrapped up by Tornesi and also Wakefield. And they've got the numbers! They crash over. Mickey reaches in.
Held up over the line.
And it's going to be a goal line dropout. So Petone survive again. And here we go. Murray's got some scores for us.
I've had to go to Tribe because I can't find on the other one. Jayville are leading Parramatta Plimerton 12-7. OBU are losing to Tawa at this stage 15-8. By the way, OBU's Prem Reserve side beat Tawa.
Oh, wow.
An effort, yep.
Jeez.
And Auries are leading Upper Hutt Rams 7-3, and they're the only ones on Tribe.
Those scores so far. Early action of round 1 of the Swindale Shield. Goal line dropout. And the Axemen have the ball. Cosgrove reaching in like a forensic scientist. Gives it out to Cam Rosengrave. And he has been put down on the turf. Big high pass, but unfortunately there was a ghost there and he didn't pick the ball. And it's gone into touch, and it's going to be a line out for Petone. 10 outside their own 22. Wellington coaching staff of Lua Lokatui and Whātonufili, we're pretty happy with how their team has started in this opening stanza of the first half.
They'd be very happy.
Here's Hurstich. Opolis gets the ball. They fire it out to the back. Here's Ingram. Crashes through, does Braith Ingram. Built like a Sherman tank. He needs support, but he could go all the way here. Brought down into the 22. Isolated. It's a penalty though, not rolling away. Tapped quickly by Ferreira. They're not back 10. This is danger time for the Axemen inside their own 22.
It'll be a yellow card, but hopefully not.
Ooh, bit of tension. They've been separated. Good officiating by Ollie Mickey. He's just called time off here as he has a bit of a chat with the Axemen.
Okay, I've found some results.
Oh, good.
So, Huddle Boys Marist with their talking about tanks, their forward pack and reserves are leading Wainuiamata 5-0. No result for the MSP Poniki game. 15-10 to Tawa over OBU. No, nothing in there for Avalon and North, so that'll be an interesting one. 7-3 Auries versus Upper Hutt Rams. And Jayville are still leading 12-7 over.
So Mickey, penalty for not back 10. And
choosing the penalty.
You're taking the penalty option. I think this is just maybe just to calm things down a bit, really, for Petone. They've been under the gun a bit. Bit of a breather for them as Willett lines up his first penalty attempt of the afternoon. Missed his first conversion.
Slot this without any problem whatsoever. Put a X on him or anything. Certainly did. Through the middle. Makes it 8-0 to Petone.
8-0 the score. That penalty successful, lined up beautifully by Willett, but that was set up by that big break by Braith Ingram.
Both Braith and Alexopoulos are really, really excelling, and they're in everything.
And of course, Tony have got the luxury of having some strong flankers, as well as he's not playing today, but Connor Tuifau, he was a star last year for Petone.
Certainly was.
From the restart, Wakefield takes it well.
Took it very well.
Tony's had a few years without having not a lot of tall timber, but they've got some tall timber this year. Promising player on the bench as well, we'll talk about later. Underneath it is Ben Tuia, rolls out of the tackle of Forbes. Cosgrove has a dart and a run. Looks for the offload, but can't get it away. Tuia acting halfback. Rosengrave, unfortunately, breezy hands and can't hang on to that.
It was just a bit too far in front of him and a bit low, and even a first five might have had trouble picking that up.
Yep. So 8-0. 15 minutes remaining in the first half here in round 1 of the Swindale Shield for 2025.
I'd like to see this moved. Those backs a bit of a go. Kepi showed a lot of promise at full-back.
Of course, we forgot to mention, Murray, it's the 140th for Petone this year.
Certainly is. I was going to mention it later, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can talk about the details of it later in the broadcast. Here's Willett looking to cut Wellington open. All lands inside the 22. Back after it is Batua Tuna Liwai. He hails from Fiji. Held by the management. He's a very good Christian boy.
There's a great tackle there by Wellington.
And Petone back on attack. Here's Wakefield, gives it out to Ingram. Lunging forward, gaining good metres. Oh, Brooking had a bit of a tumble. Managed to keep possession of the ball. Changing direction. Back out to Forbes. They've got numbers here. Max Hosking, he's a speed demon when he gets going. And they bring him down just short of the chalk. Eastern side of the wreck.
Nice wide pass there to...
Loose. Ferreira manages to pick it up. An advantage being played against the Axemen. Carter at acting halfback. Asked out now, Brooking finds Kershaw. Kershaw.
I think Ben was expecting it.
No, he doesn't even quite the step either. Here's Pepe. Out to Willett. Willett again, loose. But we'll come back for the penalty. And it's another double blast to the whistle by Mickey.
I'd say they'll be close to a yellow. Probably not quite this time. Maybe the next time.
That patience being tested here by Mickey. Well, someone has been summoned here, Murray. We might see the first card.
Yes.
And it's going to be second 5 Caleb Aulu, who is going to the sin bin for 10 minutes. So the Axemen down to 14.
And to kick for touch. Attack from the line out. Hopefully we'll be about 5-7 metres out. I could see around corners.
Good to see a number of former players here too as well, Murray. There's been good turnout from some of the legends of Petone rugby today. There you go, Petone putting on the drive.
Ooh, I'd say
it's loose, and they've knocked it on. So great work there by the Axemen, but unfortunately, they've got a scrum, only 5 out from their line, so they're not out of danger yet. But Petone will be kicking themselves if a perfect set-piece opportunity that has gone wrong for them.
Yep. Wellington will get a chance to clear. One short in the backs at the moment, but that won't affect this. Tony need to put on a big scrum, put them under real pressure this close to the goal line.
So the Axemen. Feed it in now. Pressure comes from Petone, but they get the ball out just in time, do the Axemen. Tornesi slowing them down. Ball's been fired back into the end goal. Hakawai kicks it into touch.
Good touch.
Has it? No? Oh, yeah, he has. Let's have a quick throw in, though. And Petone looking to play this quickly. Carter knocks it backwards. By honours the call.
Run.
Carter has a run. Good offload.
Nice.
Out to Jermaine Pepe. He could go all the way. He's just going to be brought down.
Go left.
They've listened to you, Murray, and here they go. And Max Hosking scores Petone's second try. And yet again, there was another set up there by Jermaine Pepe, the fullback, who's having a good game. And they went out left, and Max Hosking scores.
Incisive running by Pepe, and that helped set that up. And having that little ruck in the middle of the field gave a lot of space out the left. They just kept going the same way they went. That was a very good touch finder, but unfortunately it didn't go far over the white chalk, so they were able to do the quick throw and take advantage of it. Tom Carter made an incisive break as well, so yeah, good straight running.
13-0 with the conversion to come. Time Willett is on the eastern side. At 5 out from the 22, right on the line. Been pretty impressive his kicking game with Rory's kicking game today, Murray.
Yeah, I still don't think on a day like today against the opposition you're playing against we need to be kicking as much personally, but that's just my opinion. When he has kicked though, it's generally been very good.
So testing times here for the Axemen. Only about 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Don't want to let Petone score any more points before half time.
Oh, these results are hopeless, sorry. Absolutely hopeless.
It's a bit like the new player management app they've got now, isn't it? It's not,
Yeah, that's causing all sorts of headaches.
Yep. Ferreira takes it, drags it back into the 22, gives it out to the safe hands of Tornisi. Opola's doing very well to secure the ball wallet that time. But a lofty kick, bounces, and picked up well by Hakawai. And he kips it over the top. Ferreira gets it and decides to have a run. Flat kick through. Fullback Batua Tuna Liwai has a run. Offloads it. Tidied up there by Ben Tuia. And that time there, Lokini slowed down by Pepe. Bit of a push out of the way. Rosengrave. Beat up by Opolis. Cosgrave having to look. Bit messy. He does well. And then the pressure from Tornisi at the breakdown. Tuia caught flat-footed. Fends one player, fends out Hurstich out of the way. It's a loose pass. There's an advantage being played for the Axemen. We'll come back. And it's going to be a double blast to the whistle and a talking to by Mickey to Petone.
I think that was a good example. We kicked that twice in one period of play. Both times we had the ball and we could have moved it. The opposition have only got 14 players. If you look around, they're slow, they're getting tired, and yet we kick it twice straight into their arms and give them a chance to counter and rest. I'd love to see, just let's keep that ball alive.
So Hakawai toward the western touchline. Be right on the 22.
Eight minutes to go in this half, and Petone really need to score again. 13-0. Chance here, though, for Wellington.
Lokini looks, doesn't get the jumper. Oh, he stepped inside, and that'll be a free kick.
And you could call it a feint as well.
Feint as well, yep.
Let's move it, boys.
Yep. So it's right on the 22, free kick. Well, it will look to boot this down as far as he can. There'll be a line out on halfway for the Axemen because it's a free kick. Lokini again. Can he tidy up this line out? Messi, knocked backwards. Petone have got it. So Messi again at line out time for the Axemen. Here's Hurstich. Runs straight into Mearful. Next they go. Brooking. Out to Carter. Jermaine Pepe. Runs into heavy traffic. The Axemen looking to hold him up, but it's been lunged forward, but it's knocked on by Petone. So, and a few of those today by them in this first half. Area to address at half-time by the coaches.
Pepe's straightening it because he has to. The back line generally is sort of going across field, which is quite easy to defend. Injury there to Wellington. Yeah, so just talking about 140th, but before that, on the 10th of May, we have our Old Timers Day against Wainui, and it's going to be a pretty big, well, special occasion because the army of donating the replica medals of Hardham, should know his first name, of course, BC, and the players on that day are going to wear a special 140th replica jersey. And 3 weeks after that, we have a weekend, well, a Friday night and a Saturday of celebrations for the 140th at Petone Rugby Club. And on the Friday night, there will be a auction of at least 15 of those jerseys. And we're encouraging as many old players, old administrators, old coaches, you name it, to come along on that night. It's a cheap $30, mix and mingle, and if they want any more, it's all on the Petone Rugby Football Club Facebook page, and of course on the Village Viewpoint email that goes out. Sooner you register, the better.
It'll be 2 great weekends of celebrating club history, Murray.
And I think on the Old Timers Day, the word is that the 2005 Jubilee Cup team's going to do their best to have a get-together of all their players. So if that was to happen, which I'm 90% sure is going to happen, according to Eugene Smith, that would be an extra bonus.
20 years since Tony last won a Jubilee Cup. It's been a long time.
A long time. 20 years, yep, you're right, dead right.
Of course, Petone came close a few years ago, only to be denied by Norths in the last 10 minutes of a Jubilee Cup final. Already against Petone at scrum time, Tuitua off the back. So the Axemen still searching for their first points of the afternoon. Hakawai reaching out. Now they've got some open pastures here.
Tom Carter's nailed him, and well done. Jared Hurstich nearly snaffled it.
Yes, nearly got the turnover. Not that time. Messi, and that's gone into touch again by Wellington. Second time they've done that in this match. Definitely targeting Petone around the wings on attack, but they're just not getting that ball to connect.
Well, they are one back short too, so that makes it a little bit harder.
Please for not straight, but play on is the call. Herrera is down in back play. Took a bit of a hit, but he's back on his feet. Here's a penalty for Petone. Like an early tackle, the line out. They'll be on the 15-metre mark.
Didn't see who did that.
So with about 2.5 minutes to go, Petone have a penalty.
I don't really see the point of that.
Why are they going for the shot?
I have no idea.
Interesting choice.
Wellington's still got 14 players. 2 minutes before half-time, that's when gaps tend to open up if people are tired.
Well, running the kicking tee out for Petone there is Stanley Solomon. A few weeks ago was playing for the Hurricanes under-20s in Taupo.
Yes, they played Waikato.
Yeah.
Waikato and burst his eardrum, apparently.
Yeah, last night. He reckons that New Zealand under-20s team will be announced very soon, either Sunday or Monday. Doubt he'll be on the plane to Italy, again representing New Zealand. First, they're going to play the Rugby Championship under-20s in South Africa.
Well struck by Rory, but to the not enough legs and to the right.
Just outside his range, and here goes the Axemen. Trying to run it out. Tony managed to slow them down. Tuitua at acting halfback. Just short of the 22. Fired back to Hakawai. Kicks it down towards Ferreira. He gets it and throws it in quickly. Gives it out to Lockie Forbes. Yeppies, centre field, and here they go. Here goes Willett. Unfortunately,
high tackle.
Ran to someone double his size, but it's a high tackle. And another double blast to the whistle by Mickey. Already been a few high tackles, both teams in this game.
No real excuse for that, although he is a tall player, the Wellington player, but Rory hadn't dropped much. Didn't change direction. And yellow card.
Another yellow card. That will be, by the looks of it, Ratuvala is going to the bin. Two yellow cards to the Axemen just before this first half. At a minute and a half to go. This first half for Petone. Well, we're just down to 13. They've got to be back to 14, Murray, because Caleb Aulu is back on.
Fair enough. Okay. Oh, line out. I won't interrupt.
Secured by Wakefield. Now they put the drive in, but they take it out. A good run. There's an advantage being played for Petone. The Villagers hot on attack again. Ferreira Passing it out. Carter got numbers. One more pass. Oski can't hang on. That will come back for the penalty.
It's hard to watch.
That was open opportunity again for Petone. Oskin's could have had his second try. And Mickey's having another talk. And it's going to be another warning for the Axemen.
Oh, hands going in the pocket.
Oh, it's another yellow card. And it's James Tuitua off to the sin bin, and so they are down to 13.
Good place for a scrum. 2 forwards off.
So 3 yellow cards in the first half for the Axemen. All been down here in the 22. Tony needed to capitalise here, Murray. Need to get a try right before half time. So an attacking scrum. 6 away from the southern try line. Nearly in front of the about a 10 post pad.
Right's looking good. Winger on winger. Pepe goes across.
Eden looking to push it forward. There should be another advantage coming here soon. Molly Mickey's telling them to use it. Here goes Ferreira. Ferreira goes. He could be held up here. Just short of the line.
Try not to get in front of the camera.
Kershaw rumbling forward. Now into additional time. Referee's time. Here we go. The try has been awarded. Try is awarded. And by the looks of it, it is going to be the debutant, Wakefield, that comes up with the try.
Fully deserved. He's had a very solid first half. Played very well. Impressed. In fact, I think, to be fair, the forwards have been pretty consistently dominant, apart from a couple of times inside the 22. I just think a bit rusty in the backs and kicking too much ball away. I'd just love to see, as I've already said about 3 times,
Keep the ball in play.
Keep the ball in play, because you've got the talent out there, and you've got 2 loosies, in particular, they're going to be right up your backside if you do get caught just short of the line.
So Willett lining up this version attempt to make it 20-0.
Tough kick.
Just outside the 22, 10 in from the grandstand touchline. At the distance, and that is straight through by Rory Willett. And here it is half-time, and the home side has taken the while to get in to build a bit of a lead, but they got it now. 20-0 at half-time. Tony, head of the Wellington Axemen. We'll take a 5-minute break here because we need to get a bit of water because it is steaming hot up here. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the Rec. Half-time coming to an end, 20 points to 0. And Murray, we talked about just briefly, while half-time was happening, that Petone need to use the ball more instead of kicking it away.
And quicken the game up.
Yep.
By every time they kick or get a penalty and choose to kick, they're just slowing down and giving the opposition time to catch their breath. And I wouldn't imagine the Wellington bench, I don't want to be mean about them, but I don't think the Wellington bench would be as strong as the Petone bench. So, yeah, I just think they can do better.
So, imagine a few messages for both teams were given out. Unfortunately, the Axemen are down to 13. 3 yellow cards in the first half. They've got Ratuvala and Tuiatua in the sin bin. Restart, kick off halfway.
Lovely kick.
Second half underway for Rory Willett. Good kick. Axemen have it 5 out from the 22.
Looks like they're going to kick.
Cosgrove, his box kick probably didn't really work out to what he
well
wanted.
Taken, Mitch.
It's Lockie Forbes who's done well there.
Sorry.
Yeah, Mitch is his father. Oh, another knock on again. No, it's first game of the season, but it's perfect conditions for rugby. Seen a few knock-ons today as well. And of course, Murray, there were some interesting scores around the grounds at half-time. Interesting one was that Bornicki beating Marist St. Pat's.
12-0, was it?
12-0, yeah.
12-0.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that. So.
We'd like to give you more, but we're having trouble finding them on the phone.
Yeah, no, they're not as accurate as they were last year. Well, free kick against Petone going early at scrum time. And tap quickly. Cody Lokatui with a good run. Passes it out to Palnor. And Cosgrove firing back to Hakawai. Centre field. Ayulu. Up to Balfour. Balfour flirting with the touchline. Hoskins nearly dragged him into touch. Hakawai again. Rosengrave. Manages to roll around the tackle. Tornesi.
Penalty.
Populous penalised. Cosgrove takes it quickly. This is what they've got to do, the Axemen, to try and get back in this game. Just got to play it fast. Here's Hakawai. Cosgrove again. Entuia wrapped up by Hosking. Alexopoulos over the top. I didn't get it that time, though. Lokini. Big hit from Tornesi. And so the Axemen is being pushed back a bit here by the Petone defence. Turned over by Ingram. Kicked backwards by Carter. Carter goes for a run. Breaks through! Carter goes!
Linking up with his backs, hopefully.
Still going as Carter. Flip round the ankles. Ferreira passes it out to Brooking. Brooking, run past to Hurstich. Out to Forbes! But... oh, something's happening in the back play. The try's been awarded, and there's a bit of push and shove going on.
Very late tackle by the Wellington player on the Petone player, and then he flipped him.
Well, not what we want to see.
I'm trying to pick the number. I think it might have been the left wing. Well after the pass had gone, and he completed the tackle and flipped him.
Assistant referee Barry Morrison was very quick out there.
Anyway, great run by Tom Carter.
That was.
Very, very good run. And he went out to link, didn't quite manage the link, but he did go straight. And Cam Ferreira, the halfback, was there quickly, and just too many numbers.
So a committee has been held by the referees. All discussing what happened there. No doubt we'll get a verdict. But it didn't look good, Murray.
No. Oh, unnecessary. The ball had gone probably a second or two earlier.
Cameraman just Seeing if we can get any indicators from the referees by their body language. Very long chat, this one.
Ollie will be getting a wearing out the left-hand pocket of his trousers if decides on another yellow card this time.
Certainly got a lot of paperwork to do already.
Oh, yellow cards are okay. It's just the red cards that take a bit of paperwork.
It's about 4 pages, isn't it, I think? Oh, there's a player being pulled out here, and it is the fullback.
Yes.
Tuna Liwai. Mickey. Deep in discussion.
Could be a red.
It is. It is a red card. So the fullback is gone for the game. Well, roughly for about 20 minutes, and then I'm able to bring someone on.
Well, if it had been a Petone player who'd done that, I would have said it was a foolish, unnecessary action.
Oh, very unfortunate. But the Axemen now are currently down to 12 players.
As if it wasn't hard enough.
So time back on, and Rory Willett to line up the conversion attempt.
This is on his right side of the field. Should suit the old left footer. Still not an easy kick, though.
No wind to speak of.
Well, not where we are. We're sheltered from the southerly.
Oh, we are too, yes. It's a bit of a sauna where we are at the moment.
Well, he missed it, but he couldn't have timed it any better. It was beautifully struck, just wasn't on target.
So 25-0 is the score.
I think it's 5 tries unconverted.
It is, yep.
Yep,
5 tries unconverted. So
he'll be wanting the players to score a little bit close to the goalposts.
So the Axemen, it's battle stations for them at the moment.
It's a bit like watching their Premier Reserve side when they turned up with 12 players.
Yeah, it's hard going.
They will get a couple back, though.
Restart by Hakawai, secured by Bailey. And Bailey driven back towards his own team's 22.
Didn't have a lot of support then when he took it.
No, he didn't, do he? Herrera.
Don't know why we're kicking it.
Another box kick. Underneath it is Cosgrove. Smashed by Hoskins. Over the top is Tornesi. Unfortunately, he didn't quite have the right footing and fell down.
But they've got 12 players.
Yep.
Yes, they're practicing for next week. Maybe the Petone boys are feeling it with that dark blue jersey on.
Yeah.
With the sun. I'd say it's 20 degrees at least, maybe 21.
It's very warm indeed. And have a bit of time off here. As one of the yellow card players returns. Ratuvala. And we're going to be back underway soon, but Mickey just wants to have a bit, talk to him.
So the scores I've actually got here, are, which are not many. Johnsonville easily beating Parramatta Plimerton 38-14.
Wow.
Poniki 14, MSP 0, and OBU have gone ahead of Tawa 27-21. And the last one is Ori's ahead of Upper Hutt 24-10.
24-10, so some of the scores around the grounds are starting to open up now. Jersey 18, Jack Lawrenson is warming up on the sideline for the Axemen, so expect to see him out there soon.
He's been a pretty good stalwart of the club.
Over the top is Wakefield, but didn't quite get it, Ollie Mickey said. Cosgrove looking to change direction. Wellington still searching for their first points. Here's Robinson.
Offside. Advantage being played.
Akawai stretching it out. Kick through that time there by Lokeni. That will come back for the penalty. It'll be that offside one that Murray picked up before.
Although him giving it there, maybe it was for a late tackle on the kicker. Oh no, yeah, late tackle. Because the original penalty was out in the middle of the field.
So, here we go. Bit of discussion with Ferreira and Mickey.
Pulling out Tommy Carter.
Oh, this could be a yellow card for Petone as well.
Oh.
It is. So, Carter's gone to the bin.
Not quite sure what that action meant. All I can work out, he might have been the player that did the late tackle. I thought it was marginally late. He was sort of in the throes of making the tackle when the kick went in, but...
So that's the 4th yellow card of the game. First one for Petone, 3 for the Axemen, including a red card as well. I know he's a teacher aide, Ollie, but you've got plenty of writing to do tonight.
Thought there was enough paperwork and teaching.
I know. So the Axemen have a line out, 5 away, and they're going to be back to 14 now. The Axemen is James Tuiatua.
Oh well, 14 all.
14 all.
And Lawrenson's going on.
Interesting to see who Lawrenson replaces.
There are a couple of changes in the reserves numbers, but whether or not we're able to keep up with that.
Yep.
Certainly Jack Lawrenson's number isn't one of the changes.
So, time back on. And line out here for the Axemen. Kenny to line up this line-out attempt.
Competed for, but Wellington secured it, 5 out.
Wellington doing very well. Back lines can advance now. It's at the back with Tuiatua. He can score tries if he needs to. They've got one. The Axemen have got their first try.
Well, overall, they deserved a try because they've had 3 very serious attacks on the Petone line, 2 in the first half and this one now, so fully deserved.
By the looks of it, it was James Tuiatua who scored his 73rd career try. Previously played for Marist St. Pat's between 2016 to 2023, 113 games. A scarlet jersey. Last year made the move out to Haitarai Park. It'll be Hakawai to line up this conversion attempt right on the 22. Eastern side, 6 in from the touchline.
So Logan Henry's on for Petone.
Jersey 20 as well, but looks as well.
No, it's not. It's
Thompson.
Sorry.
Yes,
Thompson. I had him down at 21.
Yeah, Ezra said there was Logan Henry. They were trying to find a.
Oh, Logan is on, but he's wearing 21.
Yeah, they were trying to find a small 20 for Logan, but one didn't exist. So him and Thompson have done a swap of jerseys.
Change at prop as well. Logan's just back from playing in Hoyk in Scotland.
That's right, he just played over there. Didn't quite like the cold from what I hear.
No, he said it was 1 or 2 was the temperature virtually all the time. So a pretty special moment for Thomas Tukapua. Tux's dad will be very, very proud of him.
Yeah. Debut for Petone today for Thompson. Akawai out to Rosengrave, and Rosengrave wiggling out of the tackle. Petone bringing some changes. Ryan Emery's on in 16, and unfortunately it's another penalty. Another high tackle. course, Ryan Emery's brother Curtis made his debut for the Prem Reserves today.
He did. I think I saw him get a try too.
Curtis, of course, been to 2 Olympic Games for kayaking.
The new player is Toalai Tofilo. Is he a
Tofilo?
Tofilo? Yep. Is that his first game?
Oh, he played last year.
Oh, okay. The other prop is the other propper.
The other prop is Newt. He'll be make his debut soon.
Okay.
He'll be out there in 17 unless there's been a jersey change. I think it potentially could be. We'll wait. We'll get that double checked for you, folks. Messi line out, and Petone have got it back. Here's Henry. And Petone looking to try and get some ascendancy back in this game. They'll get the penalty as the Axemen player was off his feet.
Thompson to kick for touch.
Good distance there by Akapoa. Of course, he was College Sport Wellington Rugby Player of the Year. Was going to be in the New Zealand secondary school team, but unfortunately he picked up an injury in the Hurricanes semi-final against Palmerston North Boys High School last year, so he missed out on the schoolboy system. Otherwise had a great, strong year for Silverstream.
That was Ryan Emery through that. Beautiful throw. He must have come on to replace Jared Hurstich.
Yes, Ryan Emery out there in game number 85 today. There's a penalty against Wellington. Henry taps it quickly. He'll be liking these warmer pastures.
He will.
And Petone looking to pick up the place. For Filau. Rumbling through. Here's Forbes. Just one more if he can get it through. He can't to Hoskins. Thompson with the ball. Out to Jermaine Pepe. Fends off Aulu. Now, Aulu does well to hang on to him. Henry out to Bailey.
Oh, that was nice.
Nice. They got touch. Numbers here. And Ryan Emery, the hooker, scores, playing like a winger.
A couple of lovely touches in that period of play by Thompson, sorry. And they made the ball work. What do you know? Scored in the corner.
That's right. 14th career try for Ryan Emery. Takes the score out to 30 points to 5.
He's keen to make his 100 this year, whether or not he will. There's 16 games in the season at the least, I think it is. It works out at.
I've never seen him miss a game, really. Mostly, he's never really had a major injury. He's been a loyal servant for Petone over the years. Long-serving career in the senior Bs. And when there's been many of the main starting hookers out for Petone over the years, he's had to fill in. He's done a great job, hasn't he?
He has. Great servant.
Akapoa lining up his first conversion attempt. 132 points in Wellington First 15 rugby last year. Top point scorer as well as in 2023, and he gets his first points in Petone colours.
Tough kick. Right-hand touch line, probably 2 metres in, and he nailed it, timed it beautifully.
Look forward to seeing this young man throughout the club rugby season. Always a bit worried whether or not Petone would have a first 5 with Stanley Solomon probably on representative duty, but we've got some good depth there this year at the club.
Amazing depth. As I say, Ben can play first 5, and so can Lockie Forbes. And I've got to say, what's gotten his first name all of a sudden? Tanner in the Prem Reserves is a bloody good first 5 too.
Yes, exactly. Well, tackled in the air while getting the ball. And just a bit of exchange of pleasantries between the two. Akapoa kicks this into touch. Ooh, nearly takes out a cameraman. Crashes into the coffee cart in the background. So Emery with the line out throw. Secured by Bailey. Nearly caught and isolated, but they get it out in time. Here's 20 set. Out to Ingram.
Don't think it was supposed to go to the back of the line out.
Don't think so either. Here we go.
Oh, nice.
Iffy out to Lockie Forbes. He kicks it through. Has got the gas. Who's going to win here? Holsgrove does well. Grounds it just before he goes into the dear ball line, and so it's going to be a goal line dropout for the Axemen. Of course, last year, Petone beat the Axemen 72 points to 8 at Hotairo Park. Of course, that game was played a bit later in the season of the Swindale Shield.
I think Lockie Forbes might have made his debut that day.
Yes, he did, yeah. Here's Tornesi, rumbling into the 22.
Good left.
Bailey out to Hoskins. And straight into the frame of James Tuitua.
Let him go.
He's on the ground. They've got to let him go. There's Wakefield. Been impressed with him this afternoon, the Wairarapa Bush captain. Here's Ingram riding into Lawrenson. Strong runner. He was part of the Hurricanes under-20s a few weeks ago in Taupo. Crashing forward again. Petone, they're free away from the line. Just short of the chalk. Henry looking to speed this up quickly. Goes himself. Does he get it down? No, he's held up. So the Axemen keep Petone out again.
The old white line feeble Oaks. Had about 4 out left.
Of course, there's another great initiative that's happening with the Petone Club this year, Murray. They're doing a fundraiser, laying some bricks outside the front of the clubhouse.
They are. Again, that's, I think, on the Facebook, and that's been going out in the Village Viewpoint. I think it's $250 to get whatever you want engraved on it. And apparently they're doing very, very well.
Have you brought one yet, Murray?
I have.
Excellent.
First couple of days.
Have to get a Huddy Sports one out there.
Well, those two have just come off. Ben Kershaw and Marcus Alexopoulos can be very pleased with their effort. The forward pack have been outstanding today. A lot of go forward.
And they've been replaced by Snowden, and also he's on debut, Bainez Snowden, and also on debut, jersey 19, Sam Thompson. Now, he played, his story is a unique one. He spent 4 years at Paraparaumu College until last year, where he played for Silverstream, the first 15, and had a stellar year. And he is a tall, big timber. Another lock that Petone desperately needs. So watch out for Sam Thompson.
I can see him. He certainly is.
The Wellington under-18 Centurions last year, known for a strong and aggressive play.
So I'm guessing John O'Bailey will go back to
his usual
side.
position. Yeah. Here we go. Kick through. Lockie Forbes. Can he get it? Oh, he can't. And Ryan Embry thinks he's got a second, but unfortunately the ball was knocked on by Forbes. And so it's going to be a scrum feed for the Axemen. 32-5. The score nearly at the midway point of the second half. It's been a long second half though, a lot of stoppages.
Certainly is.
Tukana in jersey 17 coming on for the Axemen. His debut as well this afternoon. Wait to see who he has replaced.
So Johnsonville still winning easily, 38-14 against Parramatta Plimerton. MSP are down 7-20 to Poniki. OBU are still ahead of Tawa, 30-24. Ori's ahead of Upper Hutt, well, 29-10.
Wow, jeez.
And no results for Wainui Huddle Boys Marist or Northern United Avalon.
You surprised by that Upper Hutt game?
Very surprised.
Highly fancying themselves again this year, the Rams. Takapoa out to Hosking, out to Jermaine Pepe. Can't get it out, but he gives it out to Brooking.
He's knocked it on.
But unfortunately, he will not be employed as an expert juggler because he can't hang on to that ball.
I'm not sure where the left winger was.
No. Kicked into touch, but there'll be no gain in ground advantage there.
Where was the left winger, or was he there and Pepe didn't pass to him?
Just couldn't get it out. No, he didn't pass it to him, no. So Hoskins was there. But we'll come back for the knock-on by Brooking. So another scrum. Another substitution coming for the Axemen, jersey 19. Charles Brooks coming on, and he's actually a product of Christchurch Boys High School. Had good pleasure this week interviewing Hurricanes lock Zach Gallagher. He was head boy at Cross College a few years ago, and great talk about that big traditional rivalry between Christchurch Boys and Christs. Remembers when he was a young year 9, he remembered seeing that very infamous result where Christ got beaten 80-0. He said he never bet Christchurch Boys, but they got better after that game. So he'll be coming on soon. Brooks in 19. They're just going to wait for this scrum to reset.
Hopefully people all around New Zealand, Petone supporters, are enjoying this coverage, Brad.
Yeah, I was talking to
a good service.
Talking to someone just before the game started. He said most of this, he's actually come back from America, and that last year was watching a lot of the games from San Francisco.
Great. Good friends of mine are down in Nelson watching today. We were there last weekend.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Weather's better here today than it was down in Nelson last weekend, although it wasn't bad.
Done a fair bit of travelling lately, Murray. Retirement's going well for you. He's still going back to the classroom, though, I hear. Yeah,
well, I turned down the trip to the West Coast. Potentially they're going down tomorrow, but don't want to be away for 6 days.
No.
See, Tom Carter's back on.
Yeah.
So Petone are back to their 15. Wellington...
Shouldn't be too far away from having 15 back on the field.
No.
It's a good change of law, that one, that red card rule, I reckon.
Fantastic. Otherwise the game's ruined.
Yeah.
I think 20 minutes without a player's ample. The player's going to be dealt with anyway through the red card in the judicial system, so why handicap everyone else?
Tuia taking over as the line out thrower. Gives it out to Robertson, but it's a free kick. Not straight.
Otherwise, it might have been a penalty against Petone for touching the opposition jumper.
No, Henry taps it out to Tofilau. Supported by Ingram. Here's Sam Tornesi.
Good hands.
Never gives up to Sam Tornesi. He's a workhorse.
Oh, he's offside, surely.
Here's Emery. Rolls out of the tackle. Brought down 20 minutes away from the line. Henry knocks it on. And a break here by the Axemen. Caleb Ayulu. Brought down 4 away from halfway.
Take it, the advantage is over for the knock-on.
And it's slow coming here for the Axemen. Cosgrove had to wiggle in there to get the ball. Tuia fending through. Brushes off Wakefield. Here's Tuia. Wrapped up by Ingram. Ingram thinks he's got the turnover, but no, it's a ruck. It's been called by Ollie Mickey. Thought he had rights to the pill, but he didn't.
Like all good Lucy's. And of course, that Prem Reserve first five is Josh Tanner.
Josh Tanner.
Yes, so the club's pretty rich in first fives at the moment.
Red card replacement. So back to 15 for the Axemen. I think they're trying to figure out who's coming on, and they've figured it out. Kuli Tupper, James Oscar Kuli Tupper in 21 coming on.
Well, it might be. Yes, it must be. It could be Tukana. Oh, no, 21, is it?
Yep, 21.
Sorry.
Kuli Tupper, he actually was previously playing league out in Tamaway last year. Come to the 15s game. Now, one of the former Petone coaches in the background there is actually helping out still, but he's in his police uniform. Brian Piper there in the background, Murray.
Well, he did tell me he was supposed to go on duty at 3. Maybe his duty's been put at the Petone Rec, because anything could happen at the Petone Rec on a sunny Sunday.
Oh, who knows? Who knows? No.
Hope he's got his chest protection and everything like that, whatever they wear.
That's all right. Probably got his pepper spray too. So another scrum here, this time for Petone. 5 out from their 22. As Murray has a look at the scores again.
Well, if I'm lucky. I'll give them next time I can. Not many changes, actually.
So fed in by Henry.
Tempted to go blind.
Thompson, Kapoa.
Not a bad up and under.
It's got a mighty height and knocked
it's been
on.
Dropped and knocked on. Maybe that's why you kick.
Yep. And that went extremely high up in the air. It's very difficult to catch, and so Petone now will have a scrum just inside the 22.
Great place to attack. Just going on those scores, if I can find them. I don't think... Oh, no, Johnsonville are ahead by even more, 43-14.
Oh, surprised by that.
Marison Pats 10, Poniki 20. Ooh, OBU 33, Tawa 31.
Ooh.
And Oriental Rongotai 29, Upper Hutt 10. I think that score was the same when we were there last.
Yeah, at Johnsonville, gee, they're flying away in the second half. Always a tough place to play.
I think having Pettit back has made a big difference, and
yes.
they've got a pretty solid back line and a very good coach in Dallas Potanu.
Kick through by Lockie Forbes. Can he get a second?
Yes, he can.
Yeah, his third, actually. And Lockie Forbes goes over and scores.
Just a little chip.
Little chip through. And another try for Forbes. He'll play both sides as a winger. Played as, was down in Otago University for a few years. Played as rugby for the Dunedin Sharks. Last year came back to the Hutt Valley, playing for Petone and flourishing pretty well. His brothers have also played rugby here in Wellington. Riley and Liam. Liam played for Huddle Boys Marist a number of seasons ago, and Riley last year played for Old Boys University for a few games. Father Mitch, the first 15 coach at Silverstream 2 years ago. And they had a good year. They got to the Hurricanes final, but just fell short against Napier boys. Thompson, conversion attempt is another beauty, and that takes it out to 39-5.
12 and a half minutes to go here.
Still plenty of scoring to go.
There is. It's just perfect. Perfect day for running rugby. Beautiful. Although there is a slight breeze, a southerly tends to not make much difference to things. It's the old swirling nor'wester that makes it difficult.
The water carriers there for the Wellington Axemen is William Irving. He's the coach of the Axemen Prem Reserves. He was a water polo player back at St. Pat's Town back in the day. But a rugby player too, and now he's helping coach. Here's Henry. Another box kick. Underneath it is Aulu. Brought down short of halfway.
Made a good run there, 10 metres I should say.
Look, Kenny. Now they're getting over halfway now, the Axemen. Ben Tuia. Been hard working all afternoon for the Axemen. Still going. Over the top there this time for Petone, but they lost their footing. For Philo.
Good hands.
Alfal out to Tuia Tua. And Akapoa does extremely well to slow his advancement down. Cosgrove out to Tukana. Kana slammed down into the turf by Emery. Akawai. Still trying to get past this 10-metre line. Look, Kenny.
A D by Blue, but Wellington are holding the ball well, and I think they've got a penalty advantage.
Oh, it's a knock-on.
Knock-on.
Knock-on by the Axemen, and so this will be a scrum for Petone. 10 out from the Welltec touchline. First round in beautiful weather. Been a great day for rugby. As we have time off here, as the Axemen players is being attended to. Not looking too flash on the ground there. Who's impressed you from both sides today, Murray?
Well, for the Petone, so I think virtually everyone in the forwards have really been very consistent throughout. The 6 and the 7, everyone who's had a debut, it's been a great start for those guys. They've been determined to make a mark for themselves. And I just think the backs have shown a little bit of, early season, not getting on together that well, but they've still managed now to score 39 points and 7 tries. I suppose you'll take that. And with most of them in the corner, that tells you something as well. For Wellington, I have been impressed with their captain, number 8. He certainly doesn't give anything less than 120%. And Will Cosgrove, but it's not fun playing behind a forward pack that's struggling like it is.
Hard work. A few more players going down with cramp. So, we're back underway here. About 10 minutes to go in this match. 39 points to 5. It'll be a Petone scrum. About 6 out from their own 22.
Well, 2 of those players have just been attended to, can hardly walk.
Taylor Baulu, he's limping in the background. He's going to battle through. Lived in Brisbane for a few years before he made the move back to the Wellington. Here's Logan Henry, passing out to his first 5. Bounces awkwardly
for the
under pressure.
He's offside. I would have thought.
Well, they've allowed it to play on as the officials, and here goes Will Cosgrove out to Falfal. Falfal still going. One hand throw, a bit like NFL.
High tackle, I think, by Ryan Emery.
Yep. Logan tries to run away with the ball to slow down Wellington's advancement. Cosgrove gets it back, taps it, and they go. But unfortunately, it's gone knocked backwards.
Penalty, not 10, I'd say.
Oh, big break here by Tukana. Tukana still going. 5 away from the line. But it's been ripped out, but will come back for the original infringement. So, penalty pretty much directly in front of the posts. And a scrum has been called. Looking to try and get their second try of the afternoon.
Why do I feel I'm getting touched up for something?
Tower have gone in front of Huddle Boys Maris, 38-36.
Oh, wow.
Fair bit of experience in that back line.
Certainly is, that's for sure.
Well, they can go either way. They've got all 7 backs out, so they must be 1 forward short, are they? 1, 2. Oh no, they bring the player back on completely. Yep.
Take their pick.
All scrum going backwards, which wasn't ideal.
Robinson does well. Still going as Tom Robinson fires it out. Another penalty against Petone. Tap quickly. Axemen still hunting for that second try. Here's Cosgrove. We've got to pass that out a bit more to the left.
Could have. Another penalty, I'd say. Would be yellow card.
Another yellow card potentially here for the Villagers. Oh, Cosgrove knocks it on, and we'll come back, and it's another double blast of that dreaded whistle.
Don't know who's in trouble now.
Well, it's just a warning. Logan Henry been spoken to. Offside is the call. I think the Axemen might put down another scrum. They will.
Well, the last one didn't go too well for them, but they did clear from it.
And we're going to have another stoppage here as one of the other Axemen players has gone down. Looks like Tuiatua gone down for a bit of cramp.
It's over 6 minutes to go. So, if you're a Petone supporter, 30th of May, 140th celebrations. Register now. And Old Timers Day, of course, as we said, the 10th of May. That's going to be a pretty special night. Very special night.
It's going to be a great year for Tony Rugby this year. Lots of celebrations. Looking forward to those BC medal presentations. That's going to be a great afternoon.
It will be. No, it will be.
Got the Army coming as well.
They are. Well, pretty special to get the BC, and the Hardham Cup's named after him. I think they're renaming the Hardham Cup to BC at the end, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not certain.
Well, there's an argument as well, Murray, that the Hardham Cup should actually be the main trophy contested in Wellington Rugby because of its history and that.
Not silly, but you're not going to get that happening now.
No, not now, no. Enough in the Hardham Cup, for a long time they used to call it the Hard-Up Cup, but I think as people learn more about the history about the Hardham Cup, it'd be more respected.
Well, also, we've had many teams who would never have even played in the Hardham Cup down there in recent years. Petone, Marist St Pat's, OBU have all had stints in the Hardham Cup, and, can happen to anyone.
Of course, the new competition format's been around for about 5 years now. It's given the Hardham Cup a bit more prestige as well.
Certainly has. And we've got captain coming off for Wellington by the looks of it, James Tuiatua. Either that or he's going on the wing.
I just think they're trying to figure out who's actually coming on. Don't actually know if they may not have a replacement.
There's a prop there. I'm guessing, is it because it's cramp he can't? I'm not sure of the rules.
Yeah. It depends if they've ruled it as it's been ruled as an injury substitution.
Yeah, I think it depends on the injury though.
It does, yeah.
And if it is only cramp, that probably wouldn't be classified as an injury, but he seemed to walk off relatively freely.
Well, it looks like we're finally going to get underway. Well, there's only going to be 7 in the scrum. So, no replacement coming on, Murray, for the Axemen.
All the scores that we knew of stayed the same, so the closest one there is the OBU Tawa 36-38 game. Marist St Pat's still behind Poniki. Poniki, if they get away with that win, they'll be absolutely overjoyed.
They will be.
And Poniki are our opposition on our 140th day, which is quite special because I know we invited Poniki for our 100th anniversary game, and they invited us to theirs for their, well, was it their 100s? Maybe their, yeah, I think it was their 100s. Which, and they also had a festival game at Athletic Park.
Yeah, some good history between the two clubs.
Very good.
Yep.
Similar types of clubs.
Uncontested scrum.
Oh,
Carter's got the ball, but he's knocked it on.
Knocked it on, fortunately. He would have been away. Whether we would have gone the whole way, I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, the gates are open for him. Fortunately, couldn't hang on. Another substitution just happened. Murray for Petone, jersey 22. Another debutant, Adam Jensen, has come on for the Villagers. He product of Paraparaumu College.
Last year, Paraparaumu College. Position?
He's out on the wing at the moment. Oh, here we go. The Axemen have tapped it and gone quickly on that uncontested scrum. Osgriff out to Lochkenny.
Nearly had it stolen. There's another arm out for offside.
Surely, I think he's going to have to reach in deep into that pocket again. Well, no. Oh, he is.
Better not be Tom Carter because he already got a yellow card.
Yeah, it'll be a red. Let's hope not. Oh, Henry's been called over. Hands in there. It looks like it's going to be Tofilau who's going to the bin. So that's our 5th yellow card of the afternoon. 6th card in general.
The Oriental Rangatahi Park Rams game's over, 36-17 to Bories.
That's a mighty win for them. Disappointing for Upper Hutt as the penalty, yet again, Wellington caught going through the side. So Tony, with the penalty, they decide to tap and run. Thompson fires it out to Carter. Carter slips. Phone calls are ringing up here in the commentary box as the ball rolls into touch.
It's okay, I'll ring him back.
At a metre outside the 22, line out for the Axemen. 39 points to 5 is the score, with about 4 minutes left. There's another substitution here for the Axemen. Cosgrove's afternoon has come to an end. He's played pretty well as the halfback for the Axemen, and he'll be replaced by jersey. Well, he's wearing jersey 16 in the program. He's 20, Alex Schofield.
Yeah, I think I got told that. Or maybe not.
And a penalty against Petone, no clear release. Go quickly. They look to go quickly, but decide to slow it down, the Axemen. Schofield taking over the kicking duties. A line out just outside the 10-metre mark in front of the grandstand. Tested, but Axemen still got it, but it's been knocked on. So a scrum on the 15-metre mark for Petone. Last sort of 10 minutes, the game has just lost that shape, hasn't it, Murray?
Certainly has. Lucky we haven't been out in the rain and the wind.
Oh, jeez. No, we're not looking forward to that again this year.
Aren't you organising a?
Oh, we'll get something, yeah.
BYO umbrella.
Yeah, done that before. So Henry, Takapawa has a run, bounces off. Not afraid to take the hit.
Oh, 21 went back in again with his shoulder. A lot of arms. Yes, this is the Paraparaumu Silverstream lock having a bit of a run. Nice.
Carter.
Read that well.
Excellent work. Henry fires it out again. This time to Wakefield, who'll probably be up there for probably the player of the match contesting. He's been pretty strong today. Here's Ingram.
Well, so is this boy.
He's been solid today as Ingram, and look at him go. Still going. Ball goes backwards. Play on is the call from the officials. Here's Hosking. Looking to try and search his second try.
Definitely went back and then rolled forward.
Here we go again. Snowden.
Go to ground.
10 away from the line. Thompson. Out to Brooking.
Nice pass.
Lockie Forbes. Can he get 4? Can't get around the defence this time. Offloads it. Oh, big fend and big hit. The arm's out though. That's a bit of a high one. Thompson again. Go to Carter. Carter trying to get to the line, just short of the chalk. And it's 45th game. And this probably could be a yellow card. Henry
I think it's
trying to get the ball.
too close to the end of the game.
Yeah. Another stoppage in play. I think Mickey this time's just going to say, I've got enough writing to do, let's try and avoid it.
Run out of room. Poniki beat MSP 25-10, it's full-time, and Tawa beat OBU 38-36 on full-time.
Paniki.
And Jayville still miles ahead, 46-26 over Parramatta Plymouton.
The Miller Horan Trophy stays with, goes to Paniki,
Yes.
actually. Yeah. Big result for them.
Huge result, great way to start the season. Great way to start the season. Right, I think this will be the last act.
I believe so too, Murray.
I hope it is.
You're not cooking tonight, are you?
Oh, I'm helping.
There we go, Carter. Surely, no, he hasn't got over the line. Just short again.
Oh,
And the try's been awarded.
might be Sam Tonisi, but
It is Sam Tornesi.
yes.
Sam Tornesi gets the try. Another player that has worked and toiled hard this afternoon.
Oh, the forwards, I think, have been outstanding. Outstanding.
So 44 points to 5, conversion to come, and that surely should be full time.
Yes, I think we've got loaded hot dogs tonight.
Oh wow.
Just check. I've got it there somewhere, don't worry.
So Akapoa, another strong debut for Thompson.
Yep, loaded hot dogs.
Loaded hot dogs.
You better come over and have one, Brad.
I bet it. Also, apparently some new beer on the tap too as
There
well.
is, from Balin's Brewery. So that's a local brewery, Balin's. We're buying their beer, supporting them. And should be good. Nice hazy. And that kicks over. Thompson can be very proud of his debut as well when he came on with about 20-25 to go.
So full time here at Petone Rec. It is a successful afternoon for the home side. 46 points to 5. Still a lot of things to work on for them. Wellington, they toiled hard. They managed to get a try, but eventually they just sort of ran out of puff in the second half. But for Petone, they'll be happy they got the win, but they'll be really looking forward to try and tidy up a lot of their game, Murray. There's plenty for them to work on.
There's plenty to work on, yeah. And I don't think it's too hard to fix. I think, they didn't play a game last week, so 2 weeks since they've actually had a run around. So it's always going to affect backs more than forwards not playing. So they can only get better.
Well, thank you to Murray Blandford. Good to have you back again for another season.
Thank you very much.
And
My pleasure.
Your experts as well by Murray. And also many thanks to our brand new cameraman, Noah Cribb, his first rugby game behind the camera. So well done, Noah. Excellent work. That is round 1 done of the Swindale Shield for 2025. Petone, the victors, 46 points to 5. I'm Brad Hudson. Ciao for now.
Sorry, I'll leave you to it.
All good, Murray.
our sponsors that have always been grateful to our causes here on Huddy Sports. Our first sponsor, Mike Pinfold Plumbing and Drain Laying Limited. If you need any drain laying or plumbing assistance, give Mike Pinfold a call on 027 430 4351 or Pinfold Plumbing at extra.co.nz. Louise Reddy of New Zealand Travel Brokers. If you need any travel advice, she's local here in the Hutt Valley in Petone. Call 021 135 3076. Louise Reddy, Louise.Reddy at nztravelbrokers.co.nz. And also to Gavin Murphy and the team at Jen Hickton Funeral Directors. They've been serving Wellington families of their funeral directing services since 1946. So go to jenhickton.co.nz. They're all local people here in the Hutt Valley and Wellington that service our greater community. We also like to thank Ben Belushnik Visual Designs that helps with the graphics here on Huddy Sports. As here on Huddy Sports, we're always wanting to keep our content free on YouTube. So the idea of sponsors, we can promote you on live stream, our social media pages and our website. It's good to support the local community and helps keep Huddy Sport free for all to watch. So if you're interested to helping Huddy Sports, go to huddysports.co.nz or to our email address, huddysportsnz@gmail.com.